Hello, my friends. How are you? Comment below about how you are. Will you please? I make these 3 card spreads for you because I actually care about humanity. Call me crazy, even though humanity keeps doing crazy shit that I'm like, could we push humanity off a cliff for a second? I still happen to care about you. So please let me know how this resonates with you. Let me know how these cards land. Now, I don't want you to panic. This week's pull, the pull of the 3 cards, is a little pokey. It's a little challenging. It's a little, hey, buddy, here's what's really going on. I always, it's more comfortable for me to do a 3 card spread that's like, everything's shiny and new and you're going to, yay, and puppies and kittens and celebration. But sometimes the reading is more like, here's what's up, it's kind of deep, and get ready. So we have one of those this week, and if you're interested in like truth and depth diving, this would be a read for you to stick with. So as you know, or maybe you don't know because you're new here, my name is Katie. I'm a divine light energy healer. I'm a channel, and I read the Akashic Records. I can pull divine light from the realm of the divine, put it into your system and body and being and soul and spirit across all time, dimension, space, reality, no big deal, and change and clear and unlock all your blocks and all your programming and all the things that make you not be you, and all the things that disempower you and all the things that can disconnect you from yourself and from the source of the all that is. And when we're connected to ourselves, by the way, and the source of the all that is, we feel peaceful, calm, activated, aligned, awake, and ready for life. And we feel excited about living into what is true for us as individuals, and or true for the collective, and or true for whatever your purpose is. So that's the purpose of doing energy work. That's the purpose of doing healing work. KatieRubin.com when you're ready to book a session. Anyway, I've opened the Akashic Records for what I always ask for before I do these videos is everyone that this video is for. And everyone who needs this reading, please let me deepen into their Akashic Records. And so I sit in that energy for a while and kind of steep my alignment, which comes through my channel, which is at the back of my neck in the shape of an infinity symbol, if you'd like to know. I attune the back of myself and the up and down and the left and right and the full multidimensionality of my consciousness to the Akashic Records of you who would benefit from this reading this week. So I have done that for about half an hour already. I've pulled the cards in meditation and asked which cards would be most useful for the folks who will see this video, and here they are. Your recent past is the Ghostlands card. As many of you know, I like to frequently, but not always these days, use the Enchanted Map Oracle cards, which I love a whole lot. The reason I like this deck is it's very truth-telly. This deck does not fuck around. This deck will be like, get your shit together, lady. That's bullshit. It'll call me out. It'll be like, clean up your kitchen already. And I'm like, but I need all my supplements in view. If I put the supplements in the shelf or the drawer or the counter away in a place, I forget to take them in my mouth hole. But if they're out here, I don't forget to take them. So they're out, I say to the deck when it tells me to tidy up and I don't feel like tidying. Okay, but I'm an oppositional sort. I'm an 8 on the Enneagram, so don't do what I do. Do what the cards say. The recent past is the Ghostlands card, which really has to do with being present in the moment. When the Ghostlands card comes up, I often am aware that I have been, if it comes up for me in a reading for myself, I've probably been projecting into the future a lot or projecting into the past a lot. Because the Ghostland cards is like, yo, be here now, for real. Stop it with all the tripping, okay? But we'll read what the deck has to say in just a moment. Present moment, excuse my burp, that's a yogurt burp. Had some yogurt, burping it now. Gross, you're welcome. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is not always comfortable. Think of a snake shedding its entire skin. Do you think that's the most like laid back, sipping a margarita on the beach experience? No. Is it torture? Not necessarily, but you're literally shedding your skin, so it's not that cozy. That lighting is better. I should have started with that lighting. And here we are, the outcome is the dragon's lair. Dun dun dun. But it's not as terrible as it looks. That is a foreboding ass picture. Can we talk for a second? Artist of the Oracle cards deck. Colette Baron Reed, did you write the words and do the art? I don't know, Colette, but I appreciate the work very much. I'm just like, really? This is a foreboding ass picture. Look at that red light hiding out underneath the scary ice castle with the bat dragon in the sky. Give me a break. But let's read what the words say. So in the recent past, you've been in the ghost lands position, which is, let's see what Colette Baron Reed has to say about what the hell that means. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Oh boy. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. Wah, wah. I don't know about you, but I like to create narratives in my head and live into them as if they'll happen and be real. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there. Yet you can take measured steps toward a goal or dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you cannot live there. Nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. The now is the way I like to think of the now is like it is a magical, alchemical portal to your future. But see, when we're not fully present in the now, we can't affect the alchemy of reality. We can't have an impact on the quantum entanglements of time and space to create a future we'd really like to have. And instead, we're outside of the now, living in a projected future, and then we actually have no power because the power comes from right now. Like, here's a down-to-earth example of what I'm saying. Let's say right now you feel like going over to the cidery in Mancos, Colorado, and you run into a friend who says like, oh, let's go rafting on the river. And then you go rafting on the river in a few days with that friend because that sounded like a good idea. And when it's time to go rafting, you still feel like going rafting. You get on the rafting trip and you meet your husband. Okay? Or you get on the rafting trip and somebody books 5 sessions with you. Or you get on the rafting trip and you fall out of the raft and you break your arm in the river. And then by going to the hospital, you heal your arm and then you realize like your arm is where you were holding all the pain of your childhood. And then you cry a lot during the surgery. And then you come out and you're a whole new person. That healing thing needed to happen, but you couldn't, or you met your husband and that needed to happen. Whatever needed to happen, but you couldn't get aligned with what reality is trying to bring you if you weren't present that day when you thought to yourself, let's go to the cidery because I feel like it in this present moment. The moment has alchemy about the future. So in the recent past, my guess would be you've been like future tripping or past tripping, and now the universe is like, be here now, bitch! Which takes us to the actual present moment right now, which is the Metamorphosis card. Now, I happen to identify deeply with and love the Metamorphosis card because my entire life is about growth, transmutation, and change. I don't have a lot of like, and I've arrived in my life. I have moments of I've arrived in a new state or station of my heart or consciousness, and then tomorrow there's more work to be done because this system is all about transmutation. But that's just me. So I'm familiar with this Metamorphosis card. Let's read what she says. You are in the process of deep and beautiful change. And I would add, change is the only constant. When you're looking for something else to be constant, ask yourself, would you be willing for it to change? And if not, would you be willing to sit with the resistance you have around everything changes all the freaking time? Good luck with that one. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it's not without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin, I just used the snake metaphor a second ago, and I did not remember that it was in here. Or a caterpillar dies so that a butterfly can be born. You're required to release your old ideas and embrace a necessary change so you can live your best life, homie. Doesn't say that. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of low self-worth. A dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habits. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you will love what you become. That's a strong promise. This makes me think of, when you have a really good cry, and I don't know if this happens to you, this is how it goes for me. Just before I'm going to have a big cry, I don't want to fucking cry. The last thing I want to do is fucking cry. I want to run an errand or go see a friend or take a nap or pet my dog. I don't feel like crying. I never feel like crying. Some people do. You guys are healthy and wonderful. Good for you. I don't want to do it. So then I cry because there's no escaping reality. And the crying is painful. And then somewhere around halfway through the cry, I start to drop really into the value of the cry. And I start to get more connected to myself through the cry. And then at the end of the cry, I'm exhausted and tired. And part of my brain is going, we shouldn't have to cry because now I'm so tired. But my soul and my body are more contented and satisfied and at ease. Because crying is a release of something. It's always a release of something. And so when we release something, there's more of who we actually are sitting there underneath waiting to be experienced. So this metamorphosis card is like that. Even though you may cry and it may be uncomfortable, metaphorically speaking, afterwards there will be more of you. And you will like what emerges as a result of the uncomfortable shedding of the skin of the snake of your soul. All right, now the outcome is interesting. It's this dun 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 Dragon's Lair card, but let's read what she writes about it. Okay, see? It's already better than the picture looked. You are always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory. So tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. So I'm going to reframe this card for myself and for you. I'm now getting clarity on how to frame this card. It looks like terrifying, scary bat wing ice castle, dark red thing on a sea of blackness. It looks like that. You feel the danger and the excitement of there is danger, there is peril. It's going to be a risk. It will challenge you to the core. But there's greater value in being challenged than remaining risk-free. What in life that has been gained that is cool, fun, and groovy has no risk in it? Nothing. So the outcome of you being in the middle of this metamorphosis, if you let yourself be in it by having brought yourself back to the present moment, is that you're going to face some stuff that's going to challenge you to the core. And guess what? As you face it and walk through it, and don't try to go around it or go above it or avoid it or be distracted from it. Just go through the peril, face the challenge. You're going to walk into some really cool, exciting stuff that will transform you. You will face the fear of risk. You will face the fear of failure. You will walk into the fire, the crucible of the fire. You will not die. You will feel uncomfortable a little. And then on the other side is the benefits of challenge. Having faced challenge, benefits arise. I'm reminded, and I'll wrap it up for today with this. Pink, the artist. I may have quoted her song already here before, I don't remember. This keeps coming up in my classes too. She says, where there is desire, there's bound to be a flame. And where there is a flame, someone's bound to get burned. But just because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. You gotta get up and try. Thank you, Pink. You're fucking badass. I just watched your documentary, by the way. God damn it, you're a goddamn ninja. If you guys need good entertainment, please watch Pink's new documentary, which is called something like All I Know Right Now, or Only Know This Much So Far, or Right Now, Here's What I Know. I can't remember what it's called, but if you Google Pink documentary now, this woman, we should all learn from fucking Pink. This woman, she's this tall. It's not true, but she's shorter than the average. No, she's not. She's smaller than me. She's a fucking brick house, first of all. Probably my age, mid-40s. Touring all over the world. And her shit is she is singing and dancing and flying through the air on a trapeze. Most people have to use their diaphragm to breathe to be in a trapeze. And then singers have to use their diaphragm to breathe to sing. This bitch is singing in a trapeze over a stadium with 80,000 people. Every show, many shows a week. If Pink can get up and do that, we can face the challenges ahead in our dragon's lair that are going to grow us, deepen us, wake us up, get us more excited about life. So don't think of the challenges ahead as, oh God, a daunting help. How am I going to do it? I can't. I'm not strong enough. You are strong enough, motherfucker. Pink is flying through the air, singing songs for you with a powerful voice. She's not meek about it either. I don't know how the fuck she's doing that shit. My point is, don't think of it as, I can't do it. It's insurmountable. Think of it as, okay, this is a crucible. I'm being put in the fire of the crucible. It's burning me up, but I'm not going to die. I'm going to be transformed, empowered, and awakened. And on that note, I love you. Take care of yourself. Please love yourself the way I love this dog. Look at her, just sleeping like a cute little furry baby on my lap. Take care of yourself the way you would take care of something that looks like this little canine. You deserve it. You need the love. You need the nourishment. You're just a human after all. You're not supposed to be God. You're supposed to be a human. Yeah. And we're all different and we're all sensitive and we all have our needs. So take care of you. Check out katierubin.com to book a session when you need it, healing and or a reading. Listen to All the Answers, my free podcast where Cassidy Jamal Brown and I are wildly inappropriate and do very weird spiritual shit. Check us out, All the Answers podcast, everywhere you get your podcasts for free. And watch Dr. Nicola and I review conscious products and give them a ton of shit. We do that on my YouTube channel. I love you.